teaching a master class and teaching a private lesson are two entirely different animals. I mean, you could have the same performers playing the same piece in a master class as you would at their lessons earlier or after, and you're going to get into little kind of detail, different kinds of details with a master class, because not only are you focusing in on the performers, but you've got to deal with the people who are watching this and listening. And you don't want to get into such minute detail in master class as you would when you're one-on-one with these at their lessons. So one has to have a more general view. I mean, you can get detailed, but you can't stay in the detail. You have to make it more interesting for those who are not as focused as musicians, but as more as listeners. And so for me, it's important to make it informative and entertaining, and to make it work so that there is some sort of a response that's going on. And yes, it's an incredible, it's an amazing thing to watch something. You might just say something in some way, and they'll just sort of take it, and they'll both look at each other, and they'll start doing something. And there are times that you hear, "Ah!" in the audience. It's wonderful. It gives you goosebumps, because the whole point is to get these guys to start thinking about things, maybe in a different way than what they've presented. And if they can take it and do it at the moment, it's very exciting. And most of the time that happens. But I think that master classes are a wonderful way for the audiences here to really get to know some pieces that they might never have known. And they come to the master classes and they hear these things and they see what happens and they see the changes, and then these pieces sometimes are performed in picnic concerts and they see what happens in an actual performance where it's not, you know, someone's going to stop you and say, do this, do that. That's not going to happen here in that instance. And so they get to know the pieces. And I've gotten many comments from a lot of the attendees. I never heard that piece. I've heard that. That's great. I got to get it. I want to hear it. I want to hear the whole thing. You can't do the whole piece. You do a movement or something, or two, because there are 3 other kids groups who are going to be playing in the class. So you're limited in time, and so you have to give them just a taste of things sometimes. But I think masterclass is very educational, not only for the kids on the stage, but for the people who are attending it. And for me too, I got a chance to see how I would work this issue that might come up through the performance, and see if I can take it and make my points and get them online. Not this line, but another line. You know what I mean?